What is up? What is up, YouTube? Check this out, man. I've been waiting for something like this on this Meek Mill. Tired of me. Oh my God, here we go. What's going on, man? Check it out, man. Meek Mill breaks silence, exposing what Diddy did to him behind closed doors. Lordy day. What did he do other than have you in the pool marinating? Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check it out.
This just sent straight from Philly. Philly MC said they want that smoke, so we're gonna see what y'all got. Meek Mill, you know, you ain't got nothing but air and opportunity to show them how it's done.
I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets and we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time.
Where would you be right now if you were just Meek Mill, who nobody knew, if you didn't have all these powerful people who raised your case up and made people pay attention?
I would be in prison.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Okay, that's a water bottle. My bad. Last video I said that was some baby oil or something in that blue bottle over there. Come find out it's a water bottle sitting there. Okay.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. I'm proud of you. I love you.
Meek Mill's got to deal with what he got to deal with based on the relationship him and Puff had.
They promised him the world, but what they delivered was a nightmare disguised as opportunity. Tonight, we're connecting the dots between Diddy's mentorship and the systematic breakdown of one of Philadelphia's brightest stars. This isn't just about industry politics. This is about predatory behavior, power dynamics, and what happens when desperation meets manipulation. Let's start with what most people missed. Meek Mill wasn't randomly chosen by Diddy. He was strategically targeted at his most vulnerable moment. Fresh out of prison in 2018, career in limbo, legal troubles mounting, and desperate for someone with real power to believe in him. That's when Preds strike. Not when you're strong, but when you're grateful. Diddy had perfected this formula over decades. Identify young talent at their breaking point. Offer them salvation through your industry connections. Then slowly shift the terms of that friendship until they're trapped. The initial offer always sounds like mentorship, but the reality becomes something much darker.
Meek Mill's got to deal with what he got to deal with based on the relationship him and Puff had. Dressing alike, being cozy, Puff calling him daddy, saying little innuendos to him. People are looking at that and saying Meek Mill is wrong for saying no Diddy. But you can't tell a man how to spend his money and how to make love to his wife or his Diddy.
Gene Deal doesn't speak lightly. When a man who's seen the inside of Bad Boy's operations for years talks about consequences, he's not talking about missed studio sessions or contract disputes. He's talking about the price Meek paid for getting too close to a system designed to exploit vulnerability. And that opportunity was always the trap. It came to Meek on May 3rd. 2014, Diddy spent $25,000 to rent the Parisian Palace in Las Vegas for Meek's 27th birthday. To the outside world, it looked like generosity. To insiders, it was an investment, and investments always expect returns. What happened at that party wasn't celebration, it was an initiation. Property manager Jason Haight's testimony reveals the aftermath. Red-stained sheets, used condoms, coke residue, razor blades, and industrial amounts of lubricant. But here's what makes it worse. Diddy had specifically requested double-sided locks on all bedrooms, with keys given only to him. That's not party planning, that's trap construction.
They came recently. This happened a long time ago, but they recently just made a statement that they found loads of cocaine. I wonder what they did with the cocaine, because they didn't turn it over to the police. They said they found loads of cocaine, razor blades. They said that the sheets were bloody, nasty. They found a whole lot of used condoms. And it was a Diddy party. Giving in Meek Mill's honor for his birthday. I was like, yo, wow.
Gene's reaction says everything. This isn't a shock. It's confirmation of what industry insiders already suspected. When someone who's seen Hollywood's darkest corners calls something disturbing, you know it crossed lines most people can't even imagine. The party was never about celebrating Meek. It was about breaking him. Meek Mill was supposed to represent Philadelphia's triumph over adversity. Instead, he became a cautionary tale about what happens when desperation meets predatory power. His own city, the streets that raised him, the community that believed in him, couldn't even look at what he'd become. The Holly Weird transformation wasn't gradual, it was systematic. Matching outfits with Diddy, public displays of submission, recorded moments of intimacy, each step designed to strip away his street credibility and independence. When you're no longer feared on the block, you become completely dependent on your handler.
Everybody kind of knew back in the day that Meek Mills and Puff was a little too friendly. Anytime two rappers or two people in the industry come dressed up alike on more than one occasion, my man, listen here, man.
On more than one occasion.
In Philly, I got some real strong dudes in Philly. They don't play that shit. And they probably embarrassed for the fact to see that Meek Mills, one of the street guys that came out of there, got caught up in this Holly Weird shit.
Philadelphia's embarrassment wasn't about homophobia. It was about watching their son get played. The same community that survives on reading people, on spotting weakness and strength, could see Meek had been completely compromised.
It's crazy that money, that lifestyle, and you trying to fit into something get you. These guys never set out to do all this shit. Meek Mills, when he got into the game, he didn't set out to be questioning about his manhood with Diddy.
Good point.
But he put himself in that position.
That's the industry's dirty secret. They don't break you with violence, they break you with gratitude. Make someone feel like they owe you their entire career, and they'll accept treatment they'd never tolerate otherwise. Success in the industry often requires surrendering the very identity that made you worthy of success in the first place. But Meek's humiliation served a larger purpose in Diddy's ecosystem. He wasn't just a victim, he became the recruitment tool. According to the Lil Rod lawsuit, Diddy would use Meek's situation to lure other artists, promising them the same opportunities, while showing videos of what compliance looked like. The psychology is insidious. If someone as street credible as Meek Mill could be convinced to participate, what hope did newcomers have of resisting? Diddy created a demonstration model, using Meek's perceived success to normalize the for the next generation of victims.
And Diddy could promise a producer, if he's in a act, that he could give him a Grammy. What kind of power, who he doing, or what he know that he could get that done? That's some kind of spooky shit, bruh. No disrespect. That's real spooky. If he could promise somebody. And good thing the kid didn't believe him, because if the kid would believe him, he might have got his booty hole tore up.
Whoa.
So my whole thing about it is, listen here, man. He has to have some real power, but he showed us his power. Remember at the BET Awards? Remember when they was trying to go to commercial? And he said, nah, we not good. Whoever done that, bruh? Whoever stopped the people from going to commercial? Nobody ever did that but Diddy, bruh. So he had some kind of power.
That Grammy promise wasn't just about Lil Rod. It was the same carrot Diddy had dangled for years. Promise them industry validation, then document their compromise to ensure silence and continued cooperation.
We really don't know what was said, but the kid said he told him, this is somebody I admire. This is somebody you got high aspirations for, that you want to be like. Look and see what he doing. This is what you should be doing too. Wow. That was crazy.
Showing someone footage of previous victims isn't just coercion, it's psychological warfare. It tells them resistance is futile while simultaneously implicating them in the system through their knowledge of it. Meek wasn't just broken down for Diddy's pleasure. He was weaponized to break down others. The pattern is clear. Identify vulnerability, exploit gratitude, document compliance, then use that documentation to create the next victim. And once you understand this system, everything else makes perfect sense, including why Meek's reaction to getting exposed was so desperate, so frantic, and so telling. Because when your entire career is built on a lie, the truth becomes your biggest enemy. February 2024. The Lil Rod lawsuit drops and suddenly, a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj is front page news. Meek Mill's response wasn't the confident denial of an innocent man. It was the panicked scrambling of someone whose worst nightmare just became public record. The legal community saw it immediately. When someone offers $100,000 to prove their innocence instead of simply proving it, that's not confidence. That's damage control.
Yep.
Innocent people don't need investigators. They need lawyers. Guilty people need public relations.
Attorneys will take on cases and say, hey, this dude paying out this quick. He'll pay us $1 million right quick, or $300,000, whatever, if he wants stuff to go away. And, you know, I'm sure those insurance companies that he has that mainly, y'all don't know, is the one that be paying those things out. I try to educate y'all on, is usually your company insurance companies that pay them out and make the decisions. When you have the business insurance or the businesses, you have the different type of insurance that make you pay out the thing. Because by the time you have all of the different lawyers and stuff involved, it's just as quick to settle a case. So that's unfortunately is what's happening in the puppy. Everybody's gonna come out of the woodworks. So I'm not trying to say that he don't deserve any of these lawsuits. I don't believe about Meek Mills. I'm a Meek Mill fan. I don't know what happened. I noticed when he talked about it though. Meek Mills didn't deny it. Like I said, I don't want to believe that.
Damn, he said he didn't deny it.
That is true.
Damn.
But I'm one of those like y'all. When they don't say you motherfucking crazy, I ain't never did no like that. Then it's usually some smoke with that fire. And so I'm not up here saying Meek Mills was involved in that thing. I'm not saying Usher. Yeah, I am.
Oh my God.
Justin Bieber and all of them.
He said, yeah, I am.
Was involved in that thing. I'm not saying Usher. Yeah, I am. Or Justin Bieber and all of them. Puffy gonna turn out to be our modern day. Oh, y'all about to get mad. He gonna be our modern day Michael Jackson.
Reggie Wright breaks it down perfectly. Lawyers can smell desperation, and desperation pays well. But more importantly, he points out what everyone noticed. Meek never actually denied the allegations. He just got loud, got frantic, and got sloppy.
Meek Mill says he will pay $100,000 to an investigator to find out why his name is being tied in with the Diddy allegations. Back in February, Diddy was sued by a former employee for assault. The lawsuit included redacted names, and fans believe that Meek Mill was one of those names. The lawsuit was filed by Rodney Jones, and he alleges that Diddy told him he had relations with an unnamed rapper. The footnote of the lawsuit claims that that rapper is from Philadelphia and dated Nicki Minaj. At the time, Meek Mill tweeted denying the allegations that they were talking about him. He denied being gay or doing any drugs, and he made multiple tweets about this, completely denying that he had any sort of personal relations with Diddy in that way. Now, many months later, as Diddy is still being investigated, Meek put out another tweet. He says, "I want to hire an investigative team $100,000 cash to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill's name to Diddy's case. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek, anything to do with Buddy, something not right."
Those tweets weren't defense, they were confession. When someone threatens to shoot a music video at a journalist's house for reporting court documents, they're not protecting their reputation, they're protecting their secrets. But panic makes you sloppy, and sloppy people make enemies. And when those enemies have power, accidents start happening. December 2024. Meek Mill posts a video of himself unconscious next to his brand new Cybertruck. Brake pedal completely detached. He claims it's a malfunction. The internet calls it a message. In Diddy's world, there are no coincidences, only consequences.
Look at this right here, where the whole brake pedal came off. The first day, I never seen no car the first day the brake pedal came off.
A day-old vehicle doesn't just lose its brake system unless someone wants it to. But the real threat wasn't the car. It was the reminder of how disposable he'd become. The pattern had been building for years. Every time Meek tried to distance himself from Diddy's circle, something happened. Legal troubles, career setbacks, now near-death experiences. The message was clear. You're only safe as long as you stay quiet.
I'm at a point in my life like we all grew up in the streets. And we try to be better, but they labeled us felons, sent us back to jail. I had to fight against that the whole time to gain my respect and be who I am today, and I'm proud of that.
Listen to his voice. That's not just frustration. That's terror. They tried to throw me back to jail. Isn't paranoia when you know who they are. It's survival instinct. But some secrets are too valuable to stay buried, especially when there's money to be made from them. The insurance policy Diddy thought would protect him forever became the weapon that would destroy them both. Those tapes, recorded for blackmail, stored for control, are now surfacing on the dark web, and Meek Mill's face is allegedly among them.
You heard about this tip that's being shopped around, a Diddy and another Mill? They say the other Mill is an A-list celebrity.
I would wonder if he's white or black. And if I'm looking at any black guys that are A-listers that's bigger than Diddy, it's only one that I could come up with. And there's a few I could come up with. Will Smith, he's bigger than Diddy. I would think Nick Cannon is bigger than Diddy. Who else on the black that are black actors or black in the business that's an A-lister that's bigger than Diddy, that's black? That's hard to think. But then if you got the A-listers, you know, you got to realize he ran with that black, that Rat Pack. And I don't want to even say their names, but they said I got their names wrong last time. What's his name? Kushner? What's the other guy? Leonardo? Yeah,
Capio. His name.
That I don't keep up with these cats. But I heard that that's not only the tape that's being shot. There's some other tapes out there, other people too with him. And him doing some things with some other people.
Gene Deal's confirmation hits different because he's not speculating, he's reporting. When someone with his access says these tapes exist and names specific celebrities, that's not gossip, that's intelligence. The sick irony, the very recordings Diddy used to control his victims, are now the evidence that will convict him. And every one of those tapes, willing or unwilling, is about to become public property.
A lot of his people that know him, a lot of the people that been in those parties and seen probably some unscrupulous that went down and was like, ooh, I was there. I hope they don't got me on tape. They feeling a certain way. So they're not gonna speak on nothing until they've been approached with something. You gotta realize when Homeland Security get their evidence together, they're gonna send agents out. You understand? They might send an agent out to me. Yo, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen? What's been going on? You know what I'm saying? You know, did this happen when you was around him? Did this happen back in the day? That's what they're gonna wanna know. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna send investigators out. They're gonna send people out for anybody that they can get some information from to help their case. So those celebrities ain't gonna say nothing. You know, you got your man Stevie J speaking on it right now. He'll be one of the first dudes that they probably pull to the side and say, yo, well, you say that your man, I heard you on TMZ say that he never did this and he never did that, but ain't this you? If those pictures or those films or anything like that exist. You know what I'm saying? That's what they pay those agents to do. So, of course, I don't believe that none of the people who are his celebrity friends is going to speak or say nothing until they're either contacted or they know what they really got.
So you feel like they might be worried that they might be on tape at one of Diddy parties doing something they wasn't supposed to be doing?
I think that the celebrities that may be worried is because what Lil Rob said. Lil Rob said in his affidavit that Diddy had every room taped and bugged. Diddy had, yo, bruh, can you imagine he had every room taped and bugged? And they found little bugs or little tape recorders. I mean, little those micro
cameras, video cameras,
projectors or whatever like that, or
projectors,
video cameras. They found them in the house, bro. So by them having those things in the house, and people know there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's loose women, there's loose men. Woman on woman, man on man.
Even Orlando stepped in to give his own tea on the Meek Mill and Diddy situation.
I'm not condoning what it sounds like on you know, when Will Smith get in the, on video and camera and audio. I'm not, you know, trying to condone what it sounds like when, you know, Meek Mill get in the, you know what I'm saying? On camera, on video. I'm not trying to get, you know what I'm saying, all in between the business of, you know what I'm saying, Reginald Bill Johnson getting in the, you know what I'm saying, and all that other shit, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm talking about is some real gangster shit and some real G is, you know what I'm saying, you wanted that dick in your, you wanted that dick in your ass. You wanted that extra $1 million or whatever the case may be, and you can't blame the person that gave it to you. And that's Puff. Puff like the, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna blame that man, you know what I'm saying? Because he like the, I was like, yo, man, no thank you. That's simple, man. You know? I got a couple $1 million just saying I don't want to tell your truth. You know what I'm saying? Tell your truth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm used to certain things, you know, like, yo, man, tell the truth. You get, yo, but if you want to stay in the room, man, you get, and a lot of people got Puff, fucked a lot of people, and it's not nothing wrong with who he, how he fucked them. It's all on video and audio. And that's what they fucked up at. You can tell me Puff went away for a long time, bro, but do you not hear the of Meek Mill? Do you not hear all of the shake it off, take that. Will Smith?
The industry's wall of silence is crumbling because nobody wants to go down with the ship. Stevie J, the executives, the enablers, they're all scrambling to distance themselves from what they helped create. But perhaps the cruelest betrayal came from the one person who knew Meek's secrets better than anyone. Someone who shared his bed and knew his vulnerabilities. Nicki Minaj, the woman who dated him for 2 years, who knew his struggles, his fears, and his compromises, couldn't bring herself to defend him when it mattered most.
Do you think it's a lot of undercover brothers in the industry?
Oh no, Queen. We don't know nothing about undercovers. Oh no. We don't know about that.
Okay. Because I do.
You said what?
Oh, I said I do.
When your ex-girlfriend goes on live TV to talk about undercover rappers while you're fighting for your reputation, that's not coincidence, that's confirmation. She could have shut down the rumors. Instead, she fed them. But the deepest cut came from someone even closer to the situation. According to multiple sources, the infamous audio that sparked this entire conversation didn't come from paparazzi or industry enemies. It came from inside Diddy's own security team.
Damn.
All the champagne was spiked, son. Like, all the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed out. I don't drink, so I was playing that shit off like I don't drink. I smoke. Like, I smoke and I had my own weed, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard struggling to take dick. I heard being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all that shit because I was like, this Diddy bitch. So I'm finna put the squeeze on.
The bodyguard's revelation changes everything. Spiked drinks, forced encounters with S-workers, recorded sessions. This wasn't a relationship. It was systematic mistreatment documented for future leverage. But that's not even the sickest part of this whole fiasco. According to industry insider Jaguar Wright, the physical toll on Meek went far beyond psychological trauma. She revealed that Meek had to make multiple hospital visits because his sessions with Diddy left him with a biological gift that will stay with him for the rest of his life.
I mean, he actually caught HIV, like having like a lot of women.
Oh yeah, let's just go down the rabbit hole of all of his sins.
I'm just saying.
You want to know what's wild about that though? He faced that head up.
He did.
And he didn't stop. And he didn't stop doing what he's done.
He an advocate. Now he did that. And
period. Listen to me. He faced that head up. How many dudes is running around undetectable? G.
Come on.
In the game.
Man.
Because I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Think about the calculated cruelty of that. Diddy didn't just exploit Meek's vulnerability. He infected him, then continued to demand participation, even after the alleged disease transmission occurred. This wasn't just about power or control. It was about creating a permanent, irreversible bond of silence through shared biological consequences. The timing becomes even more sinister when you consider Diddy's recent conviction and 30-year sentence. As the walls were closing in, as federal agents were building their case, Meek wasn't just fighting for his reputation. He was fighting to keep his medical records private. Because in this industry, once your health status becomes public knowledge, you become untouchable for all the wrong reasons. The hospital visits, the medical consultations, the ongoing treatments, all of it documented, all of it traceable. All of it serving as permanent evidence of what really happened behind those locked bedroom doors at the Parisian Palace. From the $25,000 birthday trap to the brake pedal malfunction, from the pool video to the panic tweets, every piece tells the same story. Meek Mill wasn't just used, he was systematically broken, documented, and discarded when he tried to break free. The opportunity Diddy offered was never about music. It was about creating the perfect victim, grateful enough to participate, desperate enough to stay quiet, and documented enough to never escape. But here's the thing about treating someone like a dog for too long. Eventually, even the most loyal ones learn to bite back. And when the tapes surface, when the truth comes out, when all the secrets become evidence, we'll finally see who was the pred and who was the prey. The question isn't whether Meek Mill was treated like a dog. It's whether he'll survive what happens when the leash finally breaks. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new videos. And until then, fam, keep it real.
Keep it real. Man,
hit that subscribe button so that you never miss out on any new video.
That's a wild story right there, man. Oh, Meek paying $100,000 to clear his name or hush hush or whatever. That's just dumb, man, to even say that. How can you get yourself in that situation and not just say, dude, I know who I am. I'm straight. I don't know what y'all talking about. Nah, you got to go overboard to make you look like you make it look worse. You make yourself look worse that way, man. Hey, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.